and welcome to Create Roots service for Soil and Soul this Sunday. I'm Rev Em, and I'm one of the founder members of Creative Roots. We are here showing up, right here, right now, as an act of service to support you, our community. Creative Roots Ministry is an intentional ministry. We're bringing you belief systems from all around the world so you can find what resonates with you, so you can recover your true self and return to your natural state of being in a way which feels right for you. We see you, we believe in you, because we know who and what you are beyond the appearance of what the world of appearances leads you to believe. Here at Creative Roots, we know the importance of right relationship with all life. We believe in bringing back balance, knowing there is only one, and that there is only one power, one life living as one people, one planet, and one universe. Today, I would like to speak about transitions about life and death, living and dying. As I said last week, I would share the science and spirituality around transitioning. A transition is moving from life as we knew it, which was what we believed to be true, into a new understanding of life and the way that we know it as now, as our new truth, subject to change, because the one thing that is guaranteed in life is change. We begin with a about my own dance with life and death. Hello, death. It's you again. Oh, how I love to dance your dance, and how you make my heart sing. Your surprise visits, they keep me on my toes, and that's just how I love to live, spontaneously, even when I know you are close. When you arrive, my dear friend, you are the strongest presence in the room. I feel at times overwhelmed. You remind me how short a dance with life really is, how we forget to dance with life. Yet I remember and I am drawn to life's loving embrace, its nurturing way of living, its abundant way of living. Such gifts of presence, of possibilities, of its marvellous, mysterious ways. Life keeps showing up, never dismayed, and continues singing its loud, joy-filled song, like Father Sun who rises, reliable, every morning, renewing itself moment to moment. The sky's beautiful, ever-changing landscapes. Life's weather may change, yet it is still weather, showing up. Life's vast experiences, ebbing and flowing like water, pouring into and through each passing moment, never stopping, always changing. The cyclical nature of existence, birthing, being, growing, evolving, big deaths, small deaths, new life always flowing, reforming itself, finding its way to be again. Death, my friend, although we dance closely through life, teach me how to dance fearlessly forward, not missing the joy nor excitement, but welcoming death with the same open arms as I welcome life's embrace. So good morning, Debbie. Hello, Neil. Nice poem or reading. So I'm currently in Stockport, and this poem is something that I wrote about my own dance with life and death. In my life, I have had first experience of chronic illness, chronic pain, CPTSD, cancer, blood poisoning, stroke, and failed suicide attempts that weren't supposed to fail. And I've witnessed my own daughters dance with death, and my mother's too. These experiences have led me to become a Samaritan, then a death doula, and I trained extensively as a grief therapist. I'm now a Reverend of Metaphysics, so I'm supporting souls who are dancing with death. So please understand that when I say dancing, I say it in the poem because sometimes coming to the realization that life is not permanent is pretty much like being head on in collision with a tidal wave. And it leaves you feeling drained, flattened, and thinking, what the just happened? It's shock. And this is exactly what's happening to all who have just been flooded out in Scotland, Texas, Pakistan, and India, or wiped out with wildfires across France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Malta, and Greece. And in the US, there is also another 38 wildfires. Also, when the ground under people's feet have been shaken and shook the very lives from under them, there's earthquakes in Japan, Philippines, Russia, Australia, and Tonga. And so, good morning, Ronan. When death shows up, it does catch our attention and makes us think, whether we're witnessing it close to home or navigating a diagnosis or physical or mental experience. We start contemplating life and what's next, because we really do not know what's next. And there is no one that can give us the answers that we're seeking at the depth that we want to know them. And let's face it, if we could hear someone answer our questions, could we even listen to hear? And could we digest what shows up? Because with shock, it's really important to meet the person or ourselves right where we're at and meet with compassion. The thing is, right now, so many of us are experiencing emotional shock and are completely unaware of it. And just because it's emotional does not mean it doesn't need tending to. Oh, thank you. I can only see a bit of that. It says, I can't understand what you're going through as that is your unique experience, but my heart goes out to you. Thank you. We're experienced so much all over just by my old house, but I'm going to explain that as well. But as a Reverend of Metaphysics, I'm speaking to the challenges, because this is what I do. I speak to what people don't necessarily want to speak to, and we're going to address the challenges that we're going through as a global society at the moment. So shock, it needs to be met with reassurance, the reassurance that we're safe now. And being safe means we can reset our nervous systems. Listening becomes our number one priority. Hydration is so important, and it helps to get a blanket too. You know, if you're in a place and space where it's possible to sit down and cuddle up with a blanket and just allow the person to talk and listen. If you haven't got someone else to do that, if you get yourself a little blanket and settle down on the sofa or in your seat or in your car and listen to what we share today, then that will go in some way to nurture you back into being. Shock can go on far past the initial event. So when the body doesn't feel safe enough to process it, it can't. I would like to share a little practice which can be helpful, because at this time, I really want to help you process whatever you're going through. So you can move through your emotions and recover your calm. It's just a small practice where we take a deep breath in. So we're just breathing in. And then we're going to push out any tension with our breath. And we can use our hands as well. So we're breathing in. And we can push it away, the tensions, or blow it out with our breath. And it can really help to make those big arm movements to push everything away that's no longer serving us and allow it to just go and reclaim that space, reclaim our space. And then breathe in again, welcoming life as we're breathing in, blowing away our troubles onto the wind, asking the wind to carry them away and transmute them. Breathing in space. And breathe out, expanding the space we're in. And then breathing in gratitude for this here and now moment that allows us to be present with one another using right use of technology. Breathing out love to share that love with one another in right relationship with all beings. The lived experience that you or someone else is growing through is a rite of passage. Those who live through transition come out of the other side of the transition changed forever by its grace. Never getting to experience life ever in the same way as they once did, life will be seen and appreciated in a way that they never saw coming. It's a bit like a caterpillar that crawls through life, who dies. Some die during the rebirthing process, not knowing that they're going to live again, and some wake up and live. They're pushing into the new life and they take the first flight, not even knowing they could fly. Sitting with what we experience takes a whole lot of courage. This is why death doulas make a difference. They support people to bring clarity and make sense of what is happening. An incredibly common question at these times of transitioning is what happens when I or they transition. And transitioning can be smooth or challenging, and it can move you from one form of being to another. No matter what, change will be guaranteed. And to talk about transition of the personal physical death process in detail, it is so incredibly personal. It's not something that I'm willing to do through YouTube. So please come to me for a one-to-one, or we'll hold a group session where we can all talk and experience and share the transitioning process together. But today, I'm going to share my understanding of the science and spiritual beliefs around the physical experience, the scientific physical experience. And the answer, as I currently find it, subject to change, is that science states energy simply changes form. So let me explain. Scientifically, we are a collection of resonating, radiating cells swimming in a field, an intelligent space in which cells congregate and create matter, which are energized by this spirit of life or soul, which apparently weighs 21.3 grams, or, according to the Bhagavad Gita, the soul is described as 1/10,000th part of the upper portion of the hair point in size, which is incredibly small. I like how Rumi, the Sufi poet, puts it, you are the universe in dancing motion. And as Einstein put it, in physics, there is no place for both matter and field. The field is the only one reality. So when we look at this, we can see many different belief systems that all point us in the same direction. They're all come from totally different places, but they seem to settle on the same belief. And once our spirit or soul leaves this cellular matter, the matter is returned to the earth and continues transitioning into earth. And that energy, the soul, is released back into the intelligent space, which is also known as universal consciousness, where it floats in the sea of awareness as if a drop of water returning to the ocean. In certain belief systems, like a shamanic belief system that I trained in, and something that I've heard Sadhguru once say, it is the part of us that is never born, never dies, which is downloaded into the body through the crown before birth. And at death, these memories, etc., are uploaded and released through the crown chakra at the time of death. And that is why bodies on the Ganges have their skulls smashed to let the soul out. Now, thankfully, in my shamanic training, we were told it comes out of its own accord. So we didn't have to do anything like that, which I'm rather grateful for. But the belief system provides a possible explanation for what happens after I die, which is another common question. And this energy into energy philosophy explains past life memories. It makes sense of reincarnation. It makes sense of out-of-body experiences as well as astral projection. It explains how many can go into a coma and wake with completely new insights. But if energy turns into energy, that throws the heaven and hell philosophy right out the window, because you would return to the universal state of being or cosmic consciousness, which means that you're still here, only you no longer have the body. Some people say you just drop your body. Now that explains ghosts and strange energies in certain places. And part of the shamanic training that I did was to help these things leave and to help cleanse and clear the place of energies that have been left behind. Heaven and hell appear to be a perspective based on your state of mind. Heaven is like happiness, an inside job. And when you do not work on expanding your personal awareness to examine what you believe and your belief systems, you can metaphorically experience hell on earth. Some belief systems have bardos, or realms of being, which appear the places, spaces of dark or light. Darker places are connected to periods of reflection and healing, and light places are about helping, processing, and radiating. By finding the balance between dark and light, you can be restored to a balanced state of being. It's said a person always dies at their right time, according to pre-birth agreement. But it is also believed that by changing how you live, you can alter your life path to be longer or shorter, according to some shamanic beliefs like Aini, reciprocity, and voodoo. Some belief systems, they talk about suicides, murders, and unexpected deaths from accidents and injuries. And they talk about how the spirit is left with unfinished business in these cases, and in which cases Shamans and priests and other spiritual elders can assist the spirit with their transition. In my personal experience, I have known energies remain and energies transition of their own accord. It's a very personal thing and not something you would know what's going to actually happen to each one of us until after death. What we do know is transitioning is a part of life, one in which we die over and over to our belief systems. The key is to always to open to explore not just your belief system, but the BS of others. For your answers will come to you when you're ready to receive whatever you are growing through right now. Know that this too shall pass. No thing lasts forever. Life itself is impermanent in its physical form. I want to share with you an awareness affirmation. If you pop it into an alarm on your phone, it can go off a few times a day with the message on it, this too shall pass. Get it on post-it notes, pop it on the fridge or in the bathroom, put it somewhere you'll see to remind yourself often, this too shall pass. Because no matter how good life is right now, and no matter how low you go, remember, as sure can be, this too shall pass. I now invite you to join me in prayer. As I speak these words for us, all of us, here, online, and whenever and whatever time they are listening. As a sovereign being, I pray not to beg, not to bow down, not to apologize, but to speak to something active and alive, to an awareness that is higher and wiser than my present self, and in an intelligence which is ever present and never absent. I speak to send out sound waves that travel from my awareness into the greater awareness, which resonates and responds to the frequency and vibration that I'm sending out. And then it raises the frequency and vibration of all life which come into contact with these sound waves. The sound waves are working naturally, following the lawful order of life. It's a natural law which all life follows. Life has its cyclical nature and it always runs full circle. This law is a law which no man can avoid. And I know that when we live and work in relationship with all life, with this order, our lives slow down. They become smoother. There's less friction. We live at a higher frequency and life is smoother with more ease. And I'm grateful that I do not need to ask for what I need, for the law of life protects us all. It resonates and responds to our very vibration as we practice gratitude and focus on what we do have and the resources available to us. We are lawfully given more. The law of life always returns as more of what we radiate and resonate. Therefore, I open to welcome to all I need and more, in all ways possible, through the kindness of strangers, through the abundance that remains, for Mother Nature never lacks abundance and she never sleeps. I acknowledge this great natural circle and cycle of life, and that life is about changing and growing and transitioning from one form to the next, never fully dying, only ever changing form. And I know that it takes the challenges and changes to push us into expanding our awareness. And without perceived bad and negative, we would not evolve. For pain is our biggest catalyst for growth, creating a conscious change and returning to our roots, our true nature, living in relationship with life. I realise it is our relationship with life that's out of balance, and when we return to our roots, we get to reclaim and recover what's real and true for us, and we get to feel and heal and to know. And from this space of knowing, we rebuild our world, reunited as compassionate community. I am thankful for the safety and stability that the universal laws bring us. I am thankful for the science and the spirituality that aligns and lights up our way, our truth and our life, so we can rest in the knowingness we are always held and supported right here, right now, always, in all ways. Amen. Asher. Aho. So thank you. Thank you for joining us today. I do love being with you all, and I am so looking forward to keep building Creative Roots Ministry and Creative Roots projects so much bigger, so we can be together in person and connect, and so we can serve you from our community to our wider global community through in-person events and workshops, opening up spaces for shelter and recovery. To support us, you can like, you can subscribe, you can share. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Love donations are welcome and circulated right back into our community through our services and spaces that allow us to show up 24/7, providing crisis support, mental health first aid, and continues our compassionate work as community doula. We're helping people live and die consciously. Now, to bring this service today to a close, I'm blessing each and every single one of you. May you feel secure, safe, and grounded. May you learn to live lawfully in right relationship with all. May you always have enough to meet your needs and more. And may you find your balance and recover life. From today onwards, may your life move smoothly and with ease. Much love to you all. Namaste. Have an awesome week. And don't forget, no matter what, we are here for you. Just drop us a line 24/7 or an email, or just be in touch for a private message. We're here to support no matter what you're going through right now. Much love. Have an awesome Sunday or an awesome day, whichever day of the week it is that you're listening. Much love.